What's going on, Biggs? What is happening right now? You don't look happy.
So earlier today, I tweeted, for every Raiders point, I will take a shot. For every Broncos touchdown, I will drink a half a chilada.
You're stone sober.
I'm sober. I'm sober. Are you kidding me? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Points After Thursday. This is the Fantasy Sports Advice Network.com show where we cover the Thursday night football game live for your edification and take your starts and sits, early questions. Welcome to the show. I am Biggs. He is Greinberg, and we are here for you.
We're here for you.
Oh, my goodness. What a game.
What a way to start week 10. And
what a game.
What a game. Well,
did the Broncos play like a 7-2 team? No. Did the Raiders play like a 2-8 team? Absolutely. 2-7. They're 2-7. They're 2-7.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was what we expected it. I wasn't expecting a whole lot of points in this one, but maybe not quite as low scoring as it was. But Biggs, talk a little bit about this one. Fantasy relevant players here. Obviously, Ashton Genty continued, what he built off of last week and the week before. What do you think about his performance? I mean, it was a tough run defense. I mean, he was the only kind of bright spot in that offense whatsoever. I mean, Brock Bowers came out and only had one reception for 31 yards after
one catch.
Yeah.
How does Brock Bowers have one catch? Yeah, I mean, Ashton Genty, 15 points. Brock Bowers, 3.5. You know who in my home league, you know who I made out with this year or this week? Talanoa Hufanga.
What's that?
12 points from Hufanga.
There you go.
That made up for my Brock Bowers. One catch. Okay, I don't care if you have a world-class guy like Brock Bowers. Let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb. Let's talk about Sam Laporta even. One catch. If your primary star has one touch in the game, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Now, I apologize for my rant, but none of you guys understand what it feels like to be a Raiders fan. None of you.
None of us. None of us. None of it. All right. Well,
I'm going above and beyond now. I already fulfilled my shots and beers obligation. I fulfilled it.
Mm-hmm. Tyler Lockett coming out. Big game, number 17. What is going on here, Biggs? I don't know. But on the other side of the ball, you got the Denver Broncos. Troy Franklin, one of our guys, Biggs. And we talked about him a lot last year. Coming out and earning the most targets once again for this Broncos team. 5 for 40 and a touchdown, 9 targets, and not so much of a pass-happy offense here, eh? So 28 passes altogether. So 33% roughly target share for Troy Franklin. What are we doing with him now? Is he the bona fide number one there now? Has he surpassed Courtland Sutton on the pecking order here in Denver?
8-2. Hey, Johnny Tuma, I got a message for you. You don't have an 8-2 team. Okay. Yeah, sure. Troy Franklin, fine. Yeah. Target leader. Denver played down to their opponent. That's all that it was. They can They didn't need to do anything. Denver didn't need to do anything. Bo Nix didn't need to run a whole lot. There were maybe a couple of, hey, what's up, Joe Kingsley? Hello from third shift workers everywhere. Do you mean third shift workers in Australia? I don't know if you do. Sorry, I was just being snarky. But yeah, third shift workers here. We're not even on shift yet. We're 3 hours away from being on shift in California. But all of you California third shift workers, shout out in 2.5 hours from Joe. God, I'm so bitter.
I think Brian is too.
You remember a couple years ago when every Thursday night football game was garbage, and over the last 2 years they've kind of made up for that, and there have been some pretty good games. Well, hey, guess what? 2023 Thursday night football called, and we're running it back tonight, and that's what happened. Anyway, yeah. So Troy Franklin, fine, he was the target leader. The Broncos, this game in like fantasy wise means absolutely zero. It means zero. The Denver defense, yeah, fine, great. They sat back while the Raiders made mistakes. Yes, they put some pressure on Geno Smith. The Broncos, did you play any better than the Raiders? No. Guess what, 8-2? You didn't play any better than the Raiders. Bo Nix didn't play any better than Geno Smith. And guess what? Geno Smith played hurt more than Bo Nix did. So, Bo Nix, you didn't rise to the occasion either. Like, this was just garbage. It was crap across the board. Sorry to the Denver fans. And I will never say this again in my life because I never have before. I apologize to the Denver fans how badly we drew your team down this week. But don't think that you're good.
Tuma.
Johnny Tuma.
Johnny Tuma. Come on, man. Like, get with it. All right. What's up to our chat? If you guys have any questions, headed into the weekend, we're here to answer them. Just avoid Raiders altogether. And we're going to move on, Biggs. Like we do. We're going to move on. We're going to move on past it. Okay. Pour another one for your homies.
Move on past what?
The Raiders. Exactly. Let's do it. Okay, so a couple games here of note this weekend that I'm looking at as a fun one, and that's the Rams and 49ers. And what do you think is going to happen in this one? What are you looking for out of the stars? Is this going to be a high-scoring game like it's projected? What's going to happen in this one?
Rams dominate. They are superior on defense. The Rams have a pretty good defense. They are dominant on offense as well. Matthew Stafford is on his way to an MVP season. If the MVP vote were to come out right now, I would vote for Matt Stafford as MVP. San Francisco has not played to their level. Right now, they have a 23-point implied point total from Las Vegas to 26.5 from the Rams. That's 3.5 points to the Rams, and I don't think San Francisco makes up that ground. I think it's all Rams this week.
Me too. I think the Rams are a complete contender right now. To me, I think they're one of the teams that is going to be leading the NFC, potentially, a Super Bowl favorite from that side. And I'm with you here. And I think this is, even though San Francisco's at home here, I think it's going to be all Rams, and it's going to be playing from behind, but we'll see what happens.
I don't care if it's in Santa Clara. The Rams are better, period.
All right. So Jason's got a question here. He traded Rico, White, Harrison for Jamar Chase, Hampton, and Woody. Did I win or not? I'm assuming this is in a dynasty. His team now is Danny Jones, RB1, Barkley, Kyron. Now he's got Chase, London, Nico, Henry, Flex is Sutton, Javonte. He's got Hampton now, Terry for playoffs, and Woody and Tracy.
I love Hampton for the playoffs. Tracy, I'm gonna try and work in, but you got Javonte in the flex too. Go back.
I'll put it back up there. And, in his actual team here. There we go.
Harris. Good. No. Okay. Never mind. I could. Rico, White, and Harrison for Chase, Hampton, and Woody. I don't know. I don't think that Woody Marks is going to do much. But I do love getting Chase, and I do love getting Hampton. I think those are the two best pieces in that trade. Rico, yeah, sure. Sucks to lose him, but Chase and Hampton. So essentially, what I'm looking at is Chase and Hampton for Rico. I'll do that every day.
You're getting Chase now to solidify your wide receiving core, where Rico was more of a luxury piece there than anything. If you look at it, you had Barkley, Kyron, Javonte, and now you uploaded, and now you're a perennial powerhouse. Like, you got super good depth at running back, and Hampton's going to come in probably down the stretch here and be a guy for you. And getting Chase there, I totally agree with Big, especially where it fits in your lineup. Might be a different scenario if your team didn't look as good as it currently does. And yeah, I love that Javonte has. I mean, you got really solid depth there as well.
Who's your other quarterback?
Jason, if you could just pipe up here in the chat and get us who your other quarterback is. Biggs is concocting something behind the scenes here.
No, I'm just drinking things straight.
And telling us it's straight. Okay, once we get back to that one. Okay. Oh, there it is. Dak is it. Oh, beautiful. Because Dak's on a bye this week. Okay, so you're sitting pretty here. All right, Joe. With D Swift likely playing, do I start Monangai, T Tracy, Charbonnet, or Woody Marks full PPR?
I'm still going with Monangai. I don't think that Swift is going to play. I still have them ranked Monangai, Tracy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Monangai still has the most upside out of all four of them right now, and he's clearly carved out a role. I think. I mean, how could you you can't put that back into the bottle here? He's out, and you know what I mean?
Back in the tube, I think you meant to say. But what I want to point out is that it's Thursday, so. Obviously, with the way that Swift has played before his injury, Chicago is going to go with Swift. So we know that Tracy is the RB1 in New York, and he should have had a bigger opportunity last week against San Francisco. Charbonnet is the RB 1A or B, depending on how you look at it. So I'm going DeAndre Swift first, Tyrone Tracy second, Monangai third, and Charbonnet fourth. Woody Marks is not part of my equation, but that's only if DeAndre Swift plays. If he doesn't play, Monangai quickly goes to first, and then I'm looking at Tracy just because of opportunity.
I'm going to go Monangai regardless. I think he's even a premium if Swift doesn't play. If Swift plays, I think Monangai is still going to be adding some profit here. So
there you go.
Yeah, I mean either one of those guys, I think you're pretty much splitting hairs regardless. They're probably going to be a wash anyhow. But we have both those guys over Charbonnet and Marks, I think.
Stop splitting hairs. Just flip a coin.
Okay, good stuff. This one hurts, eh? What to do? Well, Melp, you could be listening to us on the Fantasy Forecast and tune in into our show, because we'd be highly directing you to Troy Franklin over Sutton at this stage and for weeks now.
I mean, not recently.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked more about Troy Franklin than we have about Cortland Sutton. So you should have been following us. Yeah. But it hasn't been. It's been a few weeks.
It's been a few weeks. Absolutely. Got any more questions up here in the chat? Not at the moment. What are your thoughts, Biggs? What are your thoughts? Deep thoughts.
I don't know. Do you have so a good recipe for guacamole includes salt and pepper, but not tomatoes and onions? That's my deep thought.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm a big tomato person in a guacamole. Maybe some fine onion I
No.
could do, but certainly not the
Lime
tomato.
juice, salt and pepper. That's guacamole.
So let's talk about Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, let's.
You've been talking about him for a while, fading
Since he
him
was
a
in
little.
college.
Yeah, and now gets a quarterback that can get him the ball. What's his upside now rest of the season? What do you think?
Well, with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, a quarterback that can stand without a stool and see Marvin Harrison Jr., I feel like Jacoby Brissett can get the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., which means that all that I've been saying for the last year and a half, which is Marvin Harrison Jr. will not be good until he has a quarterback that can see him. He's to the moon now. Kyler Murray is done.
So you think he's done? Or you think
He's He's not
like
coming back to Arizona. They're looking to move off of him. They're going with Jacoby Brissett. They're going to draft somebody as early as they possibly can, or sign a free agent or make a trade. Kyler Murray is not going to be an Arizona Cardinal next year, and Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to reach his potential now. So, as I have been fading him since his initial draft slot, he's absolutely going to start carving out a professional career as a Hall of Fame wide receiver, just like his father.
all right, man. I'd like to hear it. And you know
Hall
what?
of Fame receiver.
Okay. All right. Love it. I mean, that's what he was prospected to be, profiled. That's what a lot of us drafted him to be in Dynasty when they took him over Malik Neighbors, and we're just a work in progress. And now, maybe the door is open, like Big says. We talked about Kyler Murray not being able to connect with them downfield for various reasons, and look what happens when they have a capable quarterback that can see over that O-line, see downfield, get them open, get them in space, and wow.
Kyler Murray was predicted to the Raiders in his draft, and I said I don't want any part of him. I don't want him to come to the Raiders. He's not going to be good. And in fantasy, he's been okay, but he's never been a good quarterback, and he's never done anything positive for the Arizona Cardinals. So now the Arizona Cardinals have two weapons in place in Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr., and they spent a lot of draft capital on Marvin Harrison Jr., but it became apparent very early that Kyler Murray was the problem. As soon as they moved off of him and put Jacoby Brissett in, it became very, very clear that Jacoby Brissett is a good handcuff until they get a better quarterback in there, and Kyler Murray is not going to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So we kept saying he'd be fine for Trey McBride. He's been fine for Trey McBride. But then once he went out, Trey McBride started spiking touchdowns. And Marvin Harrison Jr. started catching the targets that were available to him. It was Kyler Murray the whole time. He's not coming back to Arizona. Arizona will find out, will figure out an alternative to Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride are the futures of that franchise, not Jacoby Brissett and Kyler Murray. They're going to do it, and those guys are going to thrive.
Love it. Now, a couple of must-win games here for both these teams headed into this weekend, and they're facing each other, the Ravens and the Vikings. Potential shootout here. The Ravens defense banged up, has been banged up all season, starting to get some pieces back. What are your thoughts on this game being, maybe the game of the week potentially? Does that have some ring to it, in your opinion, your Bigs?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I've seen some people out there who have Lamar Jackson ranked as their QB1 for this week. I don't necessarily quibble with that. I think everybody capable in fantasy. So Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Jordan Mason, JJ McCarthy, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. I think everybody benefits from this matchup.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And and especially when you look at the wide receiver landscape right now, it's been pretty banged up all year. And the tight ends have been just kind of being able to take on a lot of these flex spots in our roster. So when you get a guy back like a Jordan Addison who missed the earlier part of the year, like a Rashi Rice, those are game changing guys. And look at what's happening with Jordan Addison over the last little span. Him and Justin Jefferson, the dynamic duo there, unfortunately has caused someone like a TJ Hawkinson to almost be obsolete at this stage. He's not even in the top 24 at the position. What's your advice for fantasy managers when dealing with a TJ Hawkinson?
So, as a fantasy manager of TJ Hawkinson and understanding his upside, but also knowing the tight end landscape as we see it now, I still like TJ Hawkinson. I'm still starting him. Tight end is a nebulous position, and the problem is that you have one spot for TE. Now, you can use that for a TJ Hawkinson and just stick him in. He's going to be the primary tight end in that offense, period. He's going to stick in. Now, what gets fuzzy is how other tight ends are scoring points. Hunter Henry has breakout games. Jonnu Smith has breakout games. We look at the rookie landscape and we see Colston Loveland, Elijah Arroyo, Mason Taylor, Oronde Gadsden II. We see these breakout, Tyler Warren, we see these breakout games coming from young tight ends all over the place. Those are great for your flex. So if you want, you can score more than wide receiver points with a tight end. Those go in your flex. They're essentially big tight ends, wide ends, if you will, because they're wide receiver / tight end. Wide ends. Throw those in your flex spots. You have your guys like TJ Hawkinson, Greg Dulcich, Cade Otton, the guy in Cincinnati, Zach Ertz, guys who are traditional tight ends, put them in your tight end spot. They're not going to compete with the wide receivers, but they're going to compete with the tight end. So you want your wide ends, your Brock Bowerses, your Sam Laportases, Oronde Gadsden's. You want those in your flex spots. You want the traditional tight ends in your tight end spot, unless you have a wide receiver who is going to outscore all of them. And if you do, then they go in that slot, obviously. In your tight end slot, then would go the high-scoring wide end. But what we've seen is that there are some times where a Tyler Warren doesn't score as much as a wide receiver. That's what you want in your tight end spot. So you can compete with those guys. Just make sure that you're doing it the right way.
All right. Got a trade question here, Biggs. Should I trade Javonte and Zay for Achane? I'll pipe in here first. For me, I'm not on this trade at all. I think it's a wash between Javonte and Achane. I mean, like Javonte could easily have more upside, leading on with, headed on to this season as the season progresses. And Zay Flowers, to me, with Lamar Jackson, I think the upside's there. They're going to need to win out here almost to get a playoff spot. They're looking pretty good, and I like the schedule. So I'm not going to make this trade me personally, you're giving up two pretty good assets for maybe an upgrade at running back. I'm not seeing that is even an upgrade at this stage, rest of season. They're pretty closely ranked. They're both top 10-ish running backs rest of season. What are your thoughts, Biggs?
Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm doing it.
He's doing it. Okay.
I want HN. You already have CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, and Garrett Wilson. I want, especially with the playoff matchups coming up, I want HN over Javonte.
Be interesting to see what your running back room looks like, because I mean, Javante's been excellent. You don't know what's going to happen with Garrett Wilson, and leading off here, he's still banged up potentially. We don't know if he's fully healthy coming out of the bye.
Sure, but he already has Garrett Wilson. He's getting Zay if something is wrong with Garrett Wilson later on. It's the Javonte over HN part.
No, he's getting. So should I trade? He's trading away.
Javonte, he's trading away Zay
and Zay.
Got it.
For HN.
Still, HN has a super sweet matchup for the fantasy playoffs. Javonte not quite as good. I agree with you that the Garrett Wilson and Zay Flowers thing are like, those are pretty close. It remains to be seen how good Garrett Wilson is going to be with garbage time Jets. But I think if he's going to be healthy, he's still going to outperform Zay Jones. Jacobs and Gibbs. So Jacobs, Gibbs, and Achane in your RB1, RB2, and flex. It doesn't matter what your wide receiver situation is. You're good.
Yeah, you can say
I like the Achane side.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna stick with my Javonte and keep Flowers there. I'm a little bit worried about Garrett Wilson, and I really like what I see from the schedule for Flowers and what the upside he could bring come playoff time. It really is a tough one, and yeah, like I like what Big said. If you're going for the gusto there and want to just completely dominate, you're risking a little bit there, in my opinion. But it's a move that could easily just be you trading away Javonte and Achane and being like a lateral move, and now you're just throwing in Flowers. We've seen what we've seen from Javonte, and I'm not sure that's going to go away unless he gets injured. He looks great. All right, had to trade Ibuka and Butte for Swift and Zay Flowers. My running back is Chase, Pollard, Hubbard. My wide receivers is Good, Sutton, Chase, Pittman, Tez, and Shakir. Okay, so
why did you have to trade Ibuka and Butte for Swift and Zay Flowers? Why was that? Why was that necessary?
Because he needed a running back, maybe.
Is there a question?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You got a question to follow up with that?
I mean, I hate that for you. I'm sorry that you feel like you were in that position. It looks like you gave up Ibuka and Butte for Swift
and Flowers,
or you felt like you needed to trade them away just so that you could get Swift back. But you got Pollard and Hubbard, and that's booty.
What's that?
Getting Pollard and Hubbard back was booty. Wide receiver is Sutton, Chase, Pittman, Tez, and Shakir. I love the Chase and Pittman part. I wanted you to have kept Ibuka.
I mean, Flowers, I think, is got good upside. I don't think it's a complete lopsided trade here. I think if you think he certainly needs help at running back.
No,
I mean,
traded away Zay Flowers. if he could have traded Tez Shakir. Oh, he got back Zay Flowers. Never mind.
Yeah. It's a tough one. I mean, you're weighted in the like Ibuka is the prize in this one. But it's tough to know.
In
He's
Dynasty, not necessarily in redraft.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. And if this is redraft, Swift and Flowers, that helps you, I think. Seal up your it helps fill a huge void. I mean, Swift isn't like a huge piece in this, but certainly
He's
better
than
Pollard and Chubbard. And I don't think you're losing out too much at wide receiver with Zay Flowers and Ibuka. I'm really high on Zay, finishing the season strong. So, I think you needed to make a move, and there might have been a better one out there, but yeah, I don't mind it at all. Processing it still, Biggs?
Yeah, no. I'm just thinking what he can do now with the Swift and Zay Flowers, what he can get for that.
Yeah, there you go. The man's always turning. I love it. Okay, let's get into, if there's any more questions, hit it up. We got about 5 to 10 more minutes here, folks, before this central time zone.
Or 12.
Biggs wants to continue on.
Or stop. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, he seems to think it was a good trade. There you go, because I don't have a good RB. You're
no, I feel you. I have plenty of Pollard and Hubbard shares that
crumbled in front of us this year.
There are redraft leagues that I'm in that I have absolutely dropped, just outright dropped Pollard and Hubbard. Just dropped.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I feel you.
What's your opinion on another guy that is almost borderline droppable?
Sucks.
Well, it's Alvin Kamara. So, what are we doing with him? What are fantasy managers doing with Kamara when, they drafted him pretty highly? Looking at this offense, you've seen what they did. They're unloading. Obviously, Kamara wasn't on the move. What do fantasy managers do now in this position here with Kamara? Is he a borderline droppable, or are you just keeping him on for maybe potential some touchdown upside?
Would it surprise you if I told you that he was a dynasty sell 3 years ago?
No.
I tried to say 3 years ago in 2023
that in 2025
that he was a sell. He
okay. You were selling him then. Okay.
I was a couple years too early.
Yeah.
Same with Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. So I had a list of guys in 2023 that I was out on because they hit the wall. They hit that age number, and they weren't ever going to be good again. And they made me wrong by a couple years. This is the season that I saw Alvin Kamara have in 2023. He's finally having it in 2025. I knew it was coming. I thought it would be earlier than it was.
Yeah.
So, it makes me sad, but
it does make me sad.
Yeah.
What do you got going on this weekend, buddy? Big plans? Got some work? Gonna watch some games? What's with the Raiders done for the week here? And
so Sunday will be very nice. I won't have to watch the Raiders lose on Sunday.
Well, you will, because you'll rewatch this game.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to rewatch this game. Not on your life. No, I work tomorrow night, Saturday night, Sunday night. I'll be watching football all Saturday and Sunday long, and it'll be good.
Cool, man. What do we got on the network happening these days?
This week, I want to say tomorrow is our fantasy forecast sits show.
There you
go. Not too sure about that. And then maybe I might be right that Saturday is our fantasy forecast starts show. And then there's a chance I'm correct that 8:30 a.m. on Sunday morning is Breakfast with Biggs. That's West Coast time with me and a cocktail, a breakfast cocktail, a specialty breakfast cocktail. And starts and sits. That's 8:30 a.m. West Coast time on Sunday, maybe, I think, if I'm correct. And then spilled coffee after that. We wrap it around to Tuesday, maybe, our weekend wrap up and waiver wire show, and then possibly the following Thursday is Thursday night points after Thursday, and then maybe Friday starts with the Dynasty Pulse again, but I'm not sure. So go ahead and go to fantasysportsadvice.com. Make sure that you are plugged in, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any of that stuff that I maybe don't know when it happens or when or what time or anything. Make sure you don't miss it. We hope you win.
Hope you win. Got one more question for the road here.
Oh.
Do I trade Irving, London for Swift, Pittman, or Collins? No. I don't know. I wouldn't. We're not sure about Bucky. I mean, I
would trade Irving for Swift and Pittman.
That might happen. I'm not trying to get rid of any sort of shares of London rest of the season here. I think he's proven.
I want London A, Pittman B, Collins C, Irving D.
Yeah. I mean, Bucky, he was supposed to maybe come back this week. Not happening after the bye. The last I heard, he was still in a walking boot. So if he's not even practicing yet, we still could be a couple weeks away here, unfortunately. But London, look at the way he's playing. I mean, I'm not sure if you're desperate for a running back, and I can understand why you would make that move. Swift and Pittman for London and Irving. I can't do it.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't do it.
So, Jorge Zamudio, no.
One flex, one wide receiver. I got Wilson, Metcalf, White, Gadsden, Jennings, Monangai.
Gadsden.
But he needs one wide receiver as well. I'm going Wilson and Gadsden.
Gadsden flex and Wilson in the wide receiver.
You betcha. Yep. All right, folks. Be sure tomorrow, if you got more questions, be sure to check out From the Forum on Friday night. Tyler and Joe will be here.
I'm so sorry, Tyler and Joe, that I can't be there, but I have to work.
It's got to work. But, they'll be there. They'll have a crew. They'll be here answering questions, and be sure to check out Biggs's Sunday morning show, Breakfast with Biggs. He'll be here doing more Q&A. And, from all of us here on Fantasy Sports Advice Network, what do we got to say for them, Biggs?
Breakfast with Biggs is more data-based than drunk-based. We hope you win.
We hope you win, folks. Peace out.
We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to FantasySportsAdvice.